So this video is going to be all about Harbor Freight angle grinders, and this is a casing from a Harbor Freight angle grinder, and you will understand why this is a casing by watching this video. I am out here today after work in a thunderstorm, lightning storm outside, so it's pretty awesome, pretty poor lighting. Working on the structural members that I'm putting under the trailer. And today, I'm gonna try out this new cutting wheel for the first time. Get this thing out of here and put it on my grinder and start making a couple of cuts with it. But if this is faster and it lasts a lot longer, I might switch over to something like this for cutting, right? In a pinch, with these, you can get away with a little quick grind action even though you're not supposed to. I don't think that I'd get away with that with this. This really is not designed to do that. Although I have multiple grinders and I usually leave a grinding wheel on there, so. I hope you guys got that, because I just smoked my grinder. So I will go pick up a couple new grinders and get back at this in a couple of days, I suspect, because I think I am down to one grinder. I burnt up 2 of these. My brother borrowed one of these, so I won't ever get that back. And oh, I have a Black & Decker one though. Forgot about that, so I do have one more left. All right, so I got the cutting wheel off, which is right here, the Lenox cutting wheel. Took the guard off, just a little Phillips screwdriver, that's trash. I pulled one of the screws out. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the other 3. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's hot. I have gloves on, and that is, if I did not have gloves on, that bearing would have burnt my hand. It's that hot. So you've got a protective plate that was around the fan motor here, which is garbage. You've got the motor windings. Bearing seems to be a little sloppy, but not too bad. There seems to be some play. Not a lot, but some between them. This motor is super hot. I mean, so, yeah. You know, AVE goes into a lot of detail on these motors and stuff like that. You should go check out his channel. I'm gonna bring you in close and try to zoom the camera in here. You can see a lot of the damage. So this area here is smoked. I mean, literally, it's just burnt. There doesn't seem to be any damage on the windings. I'm assuming that this relief cut on the windings here, and then again on this side, is for balancing. If not, somebody can correct me in the comments by all means. I'm gonna save you guys the hassle pulling this apart. There's a gear inside of here and a lock and some other crap, but that's not what burnt up. What burnt up is in here, most of it. And it looks like we have some loose parts down in there. Yeah, we do. So let's okay. Because the windings inside of here are smoked. I mean, they are literally charred black on the one side. Which is interesting. So we will continue on with the disassembly. Was really close. That scared the bejeebers out of me. Okay, so I basically just ripped that out. So this is pretty warm. I mean, it's making my hand feel warm. There's no apparent damage to the inside of the case. Well, way down at the bottom there's some heat damage actually. There is a switch that, yeah, there's some heat damage to the switch controller. I'm not going to pull that apart, I don't know how, to be honest, but I'll bring this up close. So this is the magnetic windings, and you can just see here the different color from this side to this side, and this is just, all this goo and stuff in there is just melted in there. It just burnt this thing to bits. There's charring on the back here, whereas there's not on this side, but there is on that side. This thing literally smoked itself. I'm gonna go ahead and push on this and just show you. You can just see that it is just burnt to a crisp. Whereas this side is not. I can't even flex those wires on this side, whereas these ones just crumbled. Well, that's a Harbor Freight motor for you. So that's all trash. I guess that's what you get when you pay 12 bucks. I'm not going to complain about the Harbor Freight motor as a whole, although it sounded like I just was. So I've had that grinder for several months, and I use it probably 2 to 3 times a week, pretty heavy. A lot heavier use than it's really made for, right? It's a little motor. It's not some big heavy 12 amp 90 degree, you know, angle grinder. This thing's I don't even know. It's a little guy. I can't tell, to be honest with you, what it was. It's item 69645. So I believe, to be honest with you, I've gotten my fair use out of this for 12 bucks. I mean, it has done everything I've asked it to do until just now. And yeah, it's not the best quality. You can hear the bearings rattle around in there, but I didn't buy this, you know, I didn't pay $60, $80, $100, $200 for an angle grinder. I paid 12 bucks, and I could buy a bunch of these. However, the downside to doing what I've been doing, just buying a bunch of these and keeping them around, is that when they wear out, you're kind of out of luck, right? I mean, I've wore out 2, my brother's got 1, I've got 1 left, but changing the wheels, that's a pain in the butt. So, you know, investing 60 to 80 bucks in 4 grinders, that's pretty pricey. So that's why I've been going this route. However, as you can see over here, I have gone and spent, I think this was $190. There'll be a link in the video about this. I've been looking at a 13 amp DeWalt paddle style trigger angle grinder though, 4.5 inch. It's a lot more amps than these little guys have, so you can really kind of bear down on a little more. So I'm gonna go buy one of those and try it out. I suspect I'll end up with a couple more Harbor Freight grinders, probably one with the wire wheel on it, because that's really not as hard on them as like the grinding stones and some other stuff. But that's enough rambling about Harbor Freight grinders, I suspect. So if anybody has any recommendations about DeWalt grinders, I realize there's a lot of other brands on the market. I like DeWalt tools. They stand behind their product. If you order them through Amazon, it's even better. They seem to really hold up well. I know there's Metabo and a gazillion other really high-end grinders out there. And I've watched a lot of other people's reviews on them, and I know they're great grinders, but I don't feel like spending that kind of money when I really need 3 or 4 or even 5 of these things. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go spend $2,000 on, you know, 5 4.5 inch angle grinders. So something priced reasonably, by all means, leave some comments down below, and I will take a look at those. I always appreciate that. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate that. It always helps out. You know, it gives me that little bit of extra to go keep moving forward on some of these projects and get them done a little bit faster. So that's going to wrap up this little quick video about angle grinders. And by all means, click the link here to go take a look at the video about the DeWalt unboxing and a little bit of use there. And maybe check out this trailer build, which is really what I was doing when I started making this video. But in any case, that is about all I've got. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you got something out of this video.